Hi, hello. So just want to give some update on this open source firewall project. And yeah, so this is the web UI management for the open source firewall LoongFire. So the project is open source, and it is based on open source IPFire. So this is a GitHub repo, and so it is optimized for a long-sound CPU, a LoongArch architecture, and but it also supports x86, Intel x86 architecture. So if you don't have a long-sound CPU, you can run this open source firewall on your Intel x86 computers. So for now, there is 6 releases, and so the most latest release is version 2.201. So here is the release load, and you can see here the LoongFire version 2.201 is based on IPFire 2.29 and Core 201 release. So for IPFire features in 201, Core 201, it has it added the DNS Firewall and some package update and add-on update. So the main feature is the DNS Firewall IPFire added. So for LoongFire version 2.201, it also included the feature, the DNS Firewall. And if you want to build the image, you can download the source code, and you can build yourself. Or if you don't want to build, you can download the image. So the first one is LoongArch CPU architecture. The second one is Intel x86 CPU architecture, and you can try on. So you may ask why I have this LoongFire. What's the difference between LoongFire and IPFire? So LoongFire basically has everything that IPFire has, but it has the kernel eBPF feature enabled, and it has more advanced dynamic programming capability. So like this is a GitHub main page, and I list some of the eBPF XDP network acceleration features here. So those features are included in the LoongFire release. It supports both LoongArch CPU and x86 CPU. So that's the major difference between LoongFire and IPFire. Of course, LoongFire support LoongArch CPU architecture, but IPFire does not support LoongArch CPU architecture. Okay, so here are 6 releases, and this is the most recent one. And there is also version 2.200, which is based on IPFire Core 200. And also, like the kernel, I run the most recent stable Linux kernel, and but IPFire runs the long-term Linux kernel, which is based on 6 .18, but I updated the kernel to the most recent stable kernel, 7.01, and yeah. So there's also some other older release and with features, and so this is a 6 releases. You can try those releases, and yeah. So like for example, right now I'm running this at home for my home internet access, and I'm running the most recent release 2.201 on LoongArch CPU architecture, and yeah. So for example, for XDP, we have XDP DNS block list feature. We have XDP SSO block list feature, and the firewall. We have the DNS firewall here, and we can enable kernel XDP network acceleration for DNS firewall. It's not complete yet, but I'll finish the project, finish the feature. And also, like for location block, we also have XDP acceleration. We have IP address block list. We also have XDP acceleration. So those features does not exist on IPFire. It exists on LoongFire for both LoongArch CPU and Intel x86. Yeah, so yeah, I hope you can try and give some feedback. Yeah, thanks for watching.